Doing great, buddy. How are you?
Excellent, excellent. Are you guys on the road?
We are. Yeah, we're finishing up the last leg of the tour. We're in Austin, Texas today.
Cool. And then it's off to San Antonio. So you did Austin city limits?
We are tonight. We will. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
And
Just right down I-35. You go through New Braunfels, which is a pretty interesting place.
okay. Cool. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice. So how's this tour been going?
It's been great, man. We've had a lot of fun. The shows are going well. We're a little tired, uh, but to be expected. But the shows have been great.
Yeah, you'll get a nice little break there towards the end of the year, and then you're off to Cancun in January. It looks like that should be an interesting show over there, and weather's very nice there in January.
In Cancun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've been. I think I've been there once before, Cancun. I'm not really that familiar with it. Yeah, we're doing the Hootie Fest or whatever it's called.
Nice, nice. I remember you guys played over here at Brookhaven. That's a lot of gigs here in Atlanta. That was really fun. So how's it going with Switchfoot?
I'm like a good, like a very healthy brotherhood out here on the road.
Yeah, it must be nice when you're double bill and you just kind of just share the stage and have a good time. So the new album, when was this recorded? You did this all in Atlanta?
Yeah. So we did two records. We were going to do a double album, and then we decided against that just for lack of attention. Like we just too much music at one time. And then COVID happened, the pandemic, and we couldn't tour, so we just spread out the second record. So I think it was recorded in 2020 or 2019, I should say.
Yeah, yeah. Sean Grove mixed produced. That's really got an amazing sound to it. Track that
Cool.
I think you seems like you had the most fun on was "Cut the Cord." That's got a really nice edge to it.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun recording that. We have fun playing it too. That we kick off the set with that jam, and yeah, and Sean's worked with us for years. We call him our six member. He's amazing. He's so good at what he does, and makes our job that much easier.
Yeah, the creative output. I'm listening between Blood and Vibrating. It's just like Ed must have had this insane creative spark. And this is now your 11th album?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's a lot of work and people don't understand what goes into that and just to be able to be inspired and get that out there. The writing
Yeah.
process is just amazing.
I know. Yeah, he's been on one in a good way. Like very the past few years. I mean, he's been prolific his whole life. Like we all are in our own way. Ed's definitely like hit another gear in that the past few years. Just like writing more and more stuff. It's fun for us. Like we get, gives us more content to get in the studio and record and get
Yeah.
on stage and play.
So how's that writing process come along? Has it always been the same like that, or has that changed over the years?
No, we don't really put a box on it. So sometimes Ed will he'll come in with a pretty complete idea of what he wants, and other times it's us just kind of jamming and just vibing off of something, or it could be a lyrical content, or a drum groove, or a bass something, or guitar riff. We'll feed off of it. So we don't really put a box around it about how the spark happens. We just try to recognize it when it does and capture it best we can.
Yeah, yeah, I can kind of see that. And when you're in the studio, is he still coming up with lyrics, or does it keep getting revised, or does he have everything just
Yeah, I
completely?
think again, it's just kind of a similar thing, but like a lot of times, or most times, I would say the lyrics that they come last, and there might be a lyrical concept, and then till up until the end, he could be doing vocals and figuring out the tail end of the lyrics and like finishing up stuff. So lyrics usually end up last. The melody and the music is the foundation.
Yeah, everything just sounds really fresh, and to have this much material these many years later is just
Mhm.
yeah, that's an amazing thing. It really is. I remember that the song "All Our Pieces." It just really pretty much encapsulates everything. I love the silence except for your tambourine at a certain point.
Oh, and he goes, he does the. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. When he's just singing by himself.
Yeah, yeah. I like those nice breaks in it, and it just really gives it a nice, colorful, rich context within the album.
Yeah, you kind of go into a mode where you choose your instruments, and sometimes silence is the best instrument that we can play.
Yeah, yeah. It just comes at just the right moment, and so being on tour. Is it a great mix of your greatest hits? Or you're doing a whole lot more of the new material, and then just basically Encore has more greatest hits, or just sprinkled throughout the set?
Yeah, so we mix up. I think we're playing like three songs, and we've kind of just been throwing them in and out off the new record, and then you have 11 albums over the years. We definitely want to play the songs that people know, and scratch that itch. And keep it interesting for ourselves too. So we different versions of songs we've played many times over. So we just try to mix it up and keep it interesting for ourselves.
Yeah.
People like it.
It's not like, okay, all of a sudden here's our new song. It's like, where are my hits and everything. It's just, I would see that everything in the set list, it flows really nicely. So it's like nobody's leaving disappointed. It's just, and of course you have to have the staples in there. That's what they're paying.
Yeah. We have some, I get asked often, like, what's it like you play the same songs over and over again? Like, every night, we don't rehearse a song like Shy in a World I Know, but every night we play it, there's just some little nuance that makes it different and special, and there's so much there that's before live, or maybe you've never heard the song, right? And it's special every night.
Yeah, and a nice earworm, and people really relate to it. So it's got to feel fresh every time you're out there doing that.
Right.
That's really, really cool. It's funny. I was watching the end of that Scream movie. I keep forgetting.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you guys had a song in there. How did that all come about?
Goddamn, yeah.
I was like, because they keep playing it over and over on Showtime, and then we're like watching that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Gosh, it's been a while.
What song was it? She Said, I think, was the one. This song. Yeah.
Yeah, not like the whole towards the end there, but gosh, that was now 25 years ago. So how long have you guys been together now?
What year were you? 2022? 29 years, something like that.
Wow, just totally.
I don't know. I've known my brother my whole life, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. When did you guys know together when you were going to be doing this? Did you start out really young?
He did, and then there's 10 years age difference between us, so we didn't really know each other very well until I was just getting out of high school, like my senior year in high school, and he and I became buddies, like close friends, and we realized we liked similar kinds of, kind of had a similar but different take on all of it. And so, when I was like 18 or 19, we started playing music.
Yeah, he must have introduced you to a lot of music since he was basically from another generation. Yeah.
Yeah. He and there's a brother between he and I, and between those two, like, I was hearing all kind of stuff that I wouldn't have normally heard.
Yeah. So your grandma inspired a track on the Blood album, "Right as Rain." It was a saying that she always had. You remember her very well?
I remember my grandmother. Yes.
Yeah.
There's like a southern. Like, things go right. Tomorrow I'll be right as rain. We'll right.
Yeah, and Peter Stroud on slide guitar.
That's
awesome. Yeah.
Like a southern, like, sure enough, so just an assurance. You'll be fine. We'll get this right. One day.
I like that phrase. Yeah, Peter Stroud on slide guitar. What was that experience like? That seemed to inspire you all pretty much.
Peter is phenomenal. He's he's a phenomenal musician. We're very blessed to have him come on. He's got the open invitation to anytime we're in the studio or he actually just played with us when we were in Atlanta.
Yeah.
guitar player. He's amazing.
Yeah, just it must have been so inspiring slide guitar. But yeah, Vibrating just had an incredible amount of great music there. And I remember there's one, it kind of reminds me of what Todd Rundgren used to do. The song Take. It just kind of like, yeah.
Okay.
You know how, some studio chat or something like that, and then, like, he did the hello, it's me. It's like, kind of all putting it in there. Yeah.
All right.
Remember that?
Yeah, that's cool. I'm taking that as a compliment. That's cool.
Yeah, it's just, it always reminds me of that. I was just listening to Rundgren the other day.
That dude, he did so much stuff that people don't even really know. He's a little bit under, not musicians, but he's definitely under the radar.
Yeah, he always was. And he kind of always had that chip on his shoulder with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which we all know is incredibly political. But, yeah.
Oh, it's a big, it's a fucking, yeah.
And you guys were just in Cleveland. I grew up in Cleveland, so I remember when they were starting all that.
Yeah, we were there a month or so ago. Yeah. I love Cleveland.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and the hall is nice and everything. I was there when it opened up in '95 and went to that show. Springsteen, Johnny Cash, all those people that were there. It was just really a cool show.
Cool. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say I've never been.
Yeah. It's interesting. Something, knock off the bucket list there.
Yeah. I'll get there.
Yeah. So are you in Atlanta very much since, I think you said you were out in San Diego most of the time?
I'm in San Diego, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in Atlanta enough. And I'll leave it there.
Yeah, you have your time here and everything, but yeah, nothing compares to San Diego.
My mom's
Yeah. Enough time at Edible Studios. So you recorded at two different studios with Vibrating. Is there a reason why you go to two different studios? Just one offers more than the other?
No, I think it's just situational. Like, most times these days, we will pick a place in like a destination. Like we're going to go in January of this year, this coming year. The Palm Springs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we just kind of it's all, just try to vibe it out. Like, with technology, we can kind of record anywhere we want to. So it's really just about finding the right vibe for the music.
Yeah, a lot of artists do that. I remember they just go to wherever they're most inspired. It reminds me of when Wings went to Nigeria. They had some experiences there. So it's just wherever the vibe takes you. That's really cool. So Ed must have a briefcase full of more lyrics, and you're ready to go for another?
Yeah.
Wow.
We got, we've been working, we just mix in, different things along the way, this tour. Ed has some ideas, and we've been jamming out some of those, and, sound checks, and even, during the show, kind of just in backstage, just getting the ideas and the concepts aligned, and then we'll hit the ground running in Palm Springs. And we're actually recording it at Ellis's. Ellis had two houses. He had a house in Graceland when he died. He had Graceland and one house in Palm Springs.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's the only other house he owned. And then we became friends with the guy who owns the house. And he hasn't changed anything since Elvis lived there. It's just totally, Lisa Marie's room is the same, and it's kind of funky. It's cool. It's not big or any kind of glamorous thing. It's pretty normal kind of abode. And then, so we're gonna go there and record the whole month in January.
Nice.
But the only other person or anybody that's ever recorded in that house was Elvis, and then we're going to be the second one to do it.
That is really cool. So you get the Elvis vibe. The ghost of Elvis will help you out.
Get as much as we can. I love that motherfucker so much.
Oh yeah. Did you see that Elvis movie that just came out?
I thought it was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did. I was a little concerned because of the Baz Luhrmann. Some of his movies are just too over the top,
right?
Too whatever. And I felt like this one was not. But that's just my opinion. I mean, you obviously have a different take, but I thought it was great. That kid was a great And that's a tough role to play, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, it totally is. I think he did well. I think Tom Hanks was a bit over the top with the Colonel Parker view and the imitation there.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's the thing about Baz Luhrmann. It could be kind of like over the top, cheesy-ish kind of way. But yeah, good performance.
You know, it's like the Moulin Rouge and all that stuff. It's like it's too musical, right? Like that shit that it never worked for me. But this one, he let the character speak for itself without going too over, in my opinion, too far over the top.
Yeah, that's the way it works sometimes. You know, that's when you put together a film like that. But that's great, you know. So the concept, how long do you think this next project would take?
We'll get together for that whole month and just live together and write and record. So we'll get the vast majority of the record done. And then we're going to do 4 Elvis songs, like cover 4 Elvis songs. So we'll get a bunch done. But I'm not sure when it's all complete or released.
Yeah, that should be interesting with, you know, Ed taking on an Elvis take. That's that's going to be really cool to get something different. It's kind of changes something in your catalog.
Sure, yeah.
Well, that's really awesome. So, and the videos are great. You guys do really, really nice videos. That's just, I really do work with different directors when you're putting those together. I like Cut the Cord.
Oh, yeah. We did that at our friend Adam Blank. He has it's called the Print Shop. And he has a great little production set up there. His crew did that.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you're on the road, finishing up 2022, and then heading off to Cancun in January. New album is Vibrating, and the previous one is Blood. Both on the heels of each other. They're just, the creative output is just amazing. Collective Soul is just really just rocking and rolling. Do you have plans for another double bill, like a Switchfoot kind of thing next summer? Or that's just too far off to say?
No, yeah. We'll definitely be out because we're going to, probably put another record out and do our thing. So, but I'm not sure what's going to happen yet, who we're going to be hanging with.
Yeah, it's always fun to see you in the summertime on a bill and just you premiering your new music, and just best wishes to Collective Soul for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, Robert.
Have a great day and have a great time in Palm Springs. Take care.
Okay, thanks, buddy. Appreciate your time.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.